Topic is concrete priming, priming your concrete pumps. As you look down here, a couple of people are mentioning how they use slick pack, um, primer pack, different products. Somebody says try powdered bentonite, 1 pound of mixed with coffee cup. A few other people say use bentonite. A few people say use cement. Um, Someone doesn't know where to find bentonite, so someone can't use the internet in 2012. Slick pack, it works. It works. Not magic. Could be the bag of cement works better. This is what this person's talking about. Slick pack. Okay, let's talk about what this stuff does. So right now, let's come over to primer pack. Here's a safety data sheet on it. This is your mixing for your there you go, for your priming. All right, so what we do here is the safety data sheet here is here. Let's say got the tabs lined up. It's bentonite. It's bentonite. This is just that's all it is. It's bentonite. This is just a percentage of silica and crystal quartz left, I guess, in the refinement in their product they buy. It's bentonite. Now, bentonite is it will have a thing to change. It will have ability to get your viscosity of your water thicker. That's all we're doing here. Is we're creating water. We still have water with bentonite. Bentonite lines ponds, things like that. But not to get confused. If we just use water alone, it will coat. It will line the insides of the rubber and metal pipes with a splash of water, if you will. As much water as goes through it. Of course, you got heat drying it off and things like that. Well, can flash off or help flash off your water inside the pipe. This doesn't change it. It's still water. It's still going to do the same thing. It's going to flash off. In fact, if it flashed off and left bentonite behind, bentonite would have ability to absorb water. This would actually have ability, oddly, to create impacts or stoppages in your line. This is what I find ironic about people using these slick packs and bentonite. You created a sludge that was great, but this sludge bentonite is for clogging, for absorbing water, for holding water. So if you have bentonite lined on your pipes, as everyone says they have, with the water content in it, you actually have ability to create a clog as it goes down the pipe. More and more of that cement that first picked up the bentonite in the first swipe, the first 10 feet, then 20 feet, it's still going across there. And you can imagine by the time it got to 400, 500, 600 feet you guys are pumping, it's getting a lot more bentonite in the leading edge of that of the cement, concrete mix, which can create your plug because of the bentonite. So I find it ironic that you guys use the bentonite. Now, with that said, what are we dealing with here? Metal, and we're dealing with rubber hoses. Well, we know one of the best primer release agents is oil right now for concrete. It's proven to, you can strip forms the next day, and it's just so nice. So ideally, oil would be a really good lubricant, vegetable oil, things like that. Could you salvage it on the other end and recycle it? You sure could. I don't know how you would go about that. You guys got to work on that on your own. I don't pump that far. I do have a pump, but I don't pump that far, 300 feet. And I use a little more smarter thinking than that. I use a smaller stone, the aggregate I control on my mixes, and I don't want to sound arrogant, so I'll take that back. Again, we're getting the compacting or the packing because you've got your leading edge, right? Whatever your impact is, you've got a leading edge that's got solid, and it just clogs up in this round pipe. It clogs up and it creates a dam. All right, so the dam was maybe you're vibrating at your hopper. Didn't let a big chunk go through. I'm kind of lucky. My pump's not that big, so I do half-inch minus, so that's it. And with a 2-inch hose or 2.5-inch hose. All right, so here's everybody mentioning the different products. Again, these products are just bentonite. So let's scroll over here. If you're having problems finding it, here's the place you can buy bentonite, 50 pounds for $32. But you can also check bentonite somewhere else. Now, where can you look? You can look under Blue Book and see which your state has. As Pennsylvania, for example, if you're going to use enough of it, you can deal with these companies. Let's go away with that. So now back to rubber. So tire, what's rubber? Here's a tire lubricant. This lubricant has a safety data sheet. This purple power. It does not disclose fully their products. Nevertheless, BDEZ tire lubricant. They do offer a material safety data sheet that shows that it is, what do we got here? 95% water, and this is a surfactant. We're talking Dawn soap here. This is what we're talking here. Not Dawn soap. I'm sorry for marketing them. Dollar store soap, surfactant. We're talking just line your pipes to lubricant. Now the water doesn't work great because you guys aren't creating a dam effect in the water. Imagine here's your water. You're just throwing it in there and pumping behind it. I saw a few people post, which I kind of like. Their post with the using paper plugs. You can use paper plugs. A sponge would be even, probably better. Put a sponge first at one length of your, when you're putting together your pipe. Say you're going to use 5 gallons of chemical. Make sure that pipe can take 5 gallons. So maybe you have to two lengths of pipe, right? You put a sponge there, put it together, pour your water in, your water and your soda, your dish soap into one end, plug it again. Of course, you cleaned your pump out somewhat. You cleaned it, you cooled it down. You don't have a hot hopper causing a problem. Also, so you cool down you primed your pump, or you cooled it down and let the water flow on the street. That's water. That's legit, right? So no harm, no foul there. And then put your water inside your pump with your Dawn soap. Put your next sponge in, or if you don't want to recover the sponges, because I don't know if you guys got problems with that. Sponges are just cheap sponges, 4x6 sponges. They don't have to be round. They'll plug. They'll go through that pipe. They go through mine, so I know your pumps can pump it. You guys got these big ass pumps. Connect your pipe back. This area is already wet at your pump. Is already wet and ready to go. You add your cement and start using your cement to push right ahead of you. It's pushing the sponge and the water, the 5 gallons of water, right? So the sponge will come out first on the one end, then followed by 5 gallons of water. But now that water and soap have wet the pipe up pretty ahead of your mix coming through. So it's always lubricating that pipe. So you're getting this wet pipe, and you're not going to get your plugs. Now you're saying, well, the first part causes the plugs, but remember, it's lubricated. It's lubricated. You're not going to mix. It's going to push into the sponge somewhat, and some of the pressure water will come back and hit the front of that sponge, make it through the sponge a little bit and hit the aggregate a little bit. Not enough to cause it to lock up and separate the cement, because where's it going to go? Where's the cement going to go? Behind it? No. Is it going to go through the sponge? No. But you guys using paper plugs, sure enough, it can definitely tear apart a paper plug, and that 5 gallons of water can now come back and intermix with your leading edge of concrete and segregate it and cause your plug, because of the stone packing up without the cement in it. Of course, the higher the cement content of the mixes, the higher the PSI. Not necessarily higher the PSI, the higher the cement content, because these people make cement that might, instead of 7 bags to get 3,500 cement, they might figure out a way to do 6 bags and get 3,500 PSI. So you've got not as much lubricant anymore. All right, so moving on from there, again, here's your surfactant. It's just your bath soaps, your shampoos. That's it. You're just lining the pipe, and after that cement is going to keep on rolling. No, it's not going to keep going into your mix. Well, you got 5 gallons to deal with, or whatever, 10 gallons. I don't care. You got to lubricate your pipes, right? If got to get some moisture in there. Ideally, you'd have a wand and you lubricate all your pipes with form release oil before starting, which I actually do that at my discharge. I do use form release oil, cheating in each one of my. I spray down each end of my hoses. The 25-foot hoses. So I'll spray down there with a power. Home Depot's got who's got it? That one company, that little cheap $60 sprayer, but it's battery operated, and it can shoot down there. Now you could line each one of your pipes if you're really worried about a hot day. You plug up one end, and create a U shape and pour foam oil down there and pass it down to the next one, and you're good to go. I mean, that's lube. That's going to go for hours. It's going to go for hours. So that would be your hot day. All right, that's my 2 cents. I hope you guys can use some of that information to help with your priming of your pumps and with all this clogging that's going on with these pumps. All right, wish you all the best. Of course, as your pipe is hot, you got a problem right there. So your temperature of your pipe, if it's hot, cool it down. Spray those damn things down. Spray your hoses down if they're hot. Cool them down. Cover them with a tarp as you roll around. Don't leave them out in the hot sun and expect the concrete not to be affected by coming in contact with 110-degree hoses. All right, so there you have that. End of my 2 cents. Of course, you can troll me on this one if you like.